dudes, how you doing? HW here. Man, who doesn't love the guitar? You know what I'm saying? It's just so fun. It's so fun, man. So yesterday I made a video and I was talking about a couple of these guitars. And it was these two guitars right here. That's my thumbnail. And I kind of just couldn't believe what I was hearing back when I edited the video. Because, you know, I sit here and I listen through either a Kemper cab or a Tonex cab. That's right over here. And I do that because I, like a lot of you, I don't love playing guitar through studio monitors. I don't love like sitting at my desk at a computer like, let's play the guitar. You know, digital, 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 digital. Right? I'm a digital guy, but I like to have like a little speaker cab type thing over here because that's just how I'm used to playing guitar. And it makes it more like a sensation of when I plug in that one or that one or that one. You know what I mean? Like that's how you get used to playing the guitar. And so that's how I like to play the guitar when I can. And in the video yesterday, I was talking about how some gear just inspires you. And I kind of was saying like, this doesn't really inspire me as much as this. But then I listened back to that video, and the thing I think I'm hearing in this guitar that makes it feel real different is acoustically this guitar sounds very different than that one. But plugged in, they actually don't sound that different. And then I was looking at the guitar going, man, that's a beautiful color on this guitar. And I mean, look at that. It's a nice color on this guitar, you know what I'm saying? Look at that. You know, got the Epi. I like that Epi headstock there. It's just a beautiful guitar right there. And so it really left me thinking, man, that thing sounds just as good for a fourth the price, same pickups. I want you to tell me if it sounds just as good. Like these Epiphone inspired by Gibson Customs are crazy. This is handcrafted in China. And I'll tell you this, I've had some nice Chinese guitars, some guitars that were like nice for the money. This is the nicest Chinese guitar I've ever picked up. It has Grover tuners, real Grovers. It has Gibson Custom Shop Custom buckers. Says it has a real nickel ABR, but I don't know. I do notice these guitars and all of the Epiphones that are in this series, they sound like acoustically they just sound loud, but a little on the plinky side, if that makes sense. They just sound a little on the plinky side. I don't know if that's... I don't know what causes that. I've thought about, is it that it's not... The way it's constructed is not quite like a Gibson in the sense that the bridge doesn't go directly into the center block. It goes into like these bushings. I don't know if that does it or not, but you tell me how close these things sound together. So I'm gonna turn that little, that mod was off already. I'm gonna turn that off and you just tell me if these things sound, we're gonna do neck, neck, middle, middle, bridge, bridge. You tell me, because I am convinced it's the best $1,000 I've ever spent on a guitar. Best $1,000 I ever spent on a guitar, right here. Maybe that's the thumbnail of the video right there. Best $1,000 I ever spent on a guitar. There you go. That's probably the video right there. And it's great, man. It's great. All right, listen to this. You tell me. Okay, so overall I hear some differences, and what's interesting is the differences I hear are the same differences I hear when these guitars are unplugged. And that is that this one is a little more plinky, a little more shallow in the bass. Actually, a good amount more shallow in the bass. That other one just has a mid-range and low mids and a bass that is just more commanding. It is deeper sounding, while still being, bright and present. And I don't feel like the other guitar is dark. I just feel like this one is quite, I almost would use the word lively. It's a little lively. I think that's the best way to put it. I think the worst way to put it is it's plinky. But that doesn't sound plinky, you know what I mean? But I can hear a little more plink on top of the tone. The bridge is where I feel like I hear the most difference, when I really notice the characteristic is different. And I have these set up, I've set both these guitars up very similarly. This one has a thicker neck. They're obviously constructed a bit different. They're both custom buckers, and I have the position of the pickups in relation to the strings as close as I can get it myself. I mean, they're very close. So you're hearing these guitars set up the same way. I also have Elixir 10s on all of them, on both of them. So, I'm trying to be as fair as possible. And it's funny, I've heard people say that custom buckers vary a bit. And maybe that's what's going on here. But I could tell you this, if you do not have a 335 and you want one, this model right here, I think is the best 335 model I have found. And it's the best guitar I've seen for $1,000. That is not an understatement. Gibson Custom Bucker, CTS pots, nickel bridge, stop tail. I do see the difference in the construction, and it makes me want to maybe order, from that company that makes the real stuff that you can order and retrofit. And then I wonder if that would change the tone a good amount, if actually having this directly into that center block as opposed to into the metal bushing, or maybe making sure these are all, that the studs right here are actual nickel as well. I don't know what else to do than that, other than that. This is the freaking best Chinese guitar I've ever played. That is really the truth. Grover's. Epiphone has really outdone themselves, and I'm actually interested in checking out that the Gem Archer model, because they make another one that's like a Sheraton. That's around the same price point as this, and Gibson pickups and stuff, and kind of all that same stuff. It's in the Inspired by Gibson Custom Shop collection. All of the Gibson Inspired by Gibson Custom Shop collection ones that I've had have been really nice. I have found that this model, at least in the one I got, is better than the other two Inspired by Gibson Custom 335s that I got. I think this model is kind of where it's at. It has the real ebony board. I think it looks cool. It's actually not my favorite aesthetic on a guitar, but it's grown on me a bunch. And yeah, there's differences between this and a $4,000 Gibson Custom Shop, that's for sure. But yeah, this is the best $1,000 I've ever spent on a guitar. That's the long and short of it.